inhibitors.
Now, when the substrate binds to the active site, the S complex is formed. The substrate at this point is being converted into a product. The product will be released from the enzyme while the enzyme remains as is. Wala siya na kung sa reaction. Now, let's have the lock and key model and inducing model. Models of enzymatic action sila. When you say in lock and key model, there's no changes in the shape of the active site just to accommodate the substrate. Okay? Whatever is the shape of the active site of that enzyme, it will remain as is forever. That means whatever molecule that can whatever molecules that can fit the active site, those are the only molecules that can be transformed into a product. Example, this is the fixed shape of the active site of the enzyme, meaning it will never change. Wala na changes the rate. Right? Let's say you have wala, takot lang, impulse lang. And sorry, hindi magkaon ka rin. Awal ka magkaon na it's considered disrespectful sa kamali sa tunga. Example, you have a star-shaped substrate. It's just an analogy. Wala kang star-shaped na molecule. Now, we have a star-shaped na molecule. Do you think that star-shaped molecule can bind to this rigid na active site? No. Unless the star-shaped pa niya ang borde sa mga active site, hindi nakatapit ang substrate na star-shaped sa enzyme. Only the enzyme that has the shape that can fit sa active site, enzyme can bind to the active site ni enzyme. In Lewis-Wheat model, this means that initially ang shape sa active site enzyme does not fit with the shape of the substrate. You need to change first the shape of the substrate para mag-fit in sa substrate. You need to change first the shape of the active site of the enzyme para mag-fit in, para ma-accommodate ang shape ni substrate. Example, ang muna itsura sa enzyme mo, ang muna yung active site, but the substrate is shaped like this. Okay? Tapikan pa, tinanglan pag i-applicate sa enzyme, tapikan siya ni activator so that the shape of the active site of the enzyme
Masunod.
mag-change para masunod ya ang shape ni substrate. So that the substrate can easily bind to the active site of the enzyme. Okay, that's induced Wheat model. Meaning, there has to be changes sa active site shape so that it can accommodate the shape of the substrate. Next, enzyme specificity is the extent to which an enzyme is restricted to a specific substrate, meaning it can only bind to one particular substrate, or it can react with a specific group of substrates. Example, it can only recognize proteins as its substrate, or it can recognize a specific type of chemical bond. Example, to protease, it can only recognize peptide bonds, so peptide bonds. Or it can catalyze one specific chemical reaction, meaning if it can only catalyze hydrolysis reaction, ang mulang ginahiyang function. Ang mulang ginahiyang reaction niya, i-catalyze niya. It can never be used for synthesis, carboxylation, whatsoever. Now, what determines the degree of specificity? The active site of the enzyme. Speaking of specificity, here are examples. Absolute specificity means the enzyme will catalyze only one reaction. Our example is the enzyme catalase, which is the enzyme that you extracted from potato sa liver. Last time, sa inyong last two activities. Right? So from potato and liver, you get the catalase, and ang pinigmin ng the catalase was mixed with the substrate na
Hydrogen peroxide.
H2O2. What did you observe?
The bubbles.
Formation na amis. Because the action of the catalase is to break down hydrogen peroxide into
Water.
water and
Carbon. Carbon dioxide. Oh.
water and
O2.
oxygen.
O2.
Once the oxygen is pagdating sa tubig. Next, group specificity. The enzyme will act only on molecules that have a specific functional group. Example, si carboxypeptidase, ang tawag siya carboxypeptidase because sa peptide chain or sa structure ni protein, pakita ko niyang carboxy N or ang C-terminus. Meaning, magkaka C-terminus, if this is the amino acid chain, 1N is the N-terminus. Nga N-terminus sa result because
Amin.
makita ang iyang may group N,
H3.
There is the other N, this is considered as C-terminus. Nga kasi dali nga N, dali mo makita ang free nga carboxyl group COO negative. Now, your carboxypeptidase will detect this amino acid. Di siya lang ang may carboxyl group na detectable. So, once detected, once the carboxypeptidase detects this, the carboxypeptidase will try to break the peptide bond between this C-terminus amino acid and the amino acid adjacent to it. Once ma-break ang bond, ano matabo, the amino acid will be liberated
Mag-break.
as a free amino acid. Asa, malinis siya sa amino acid chain. What will happen to this amino acid? It becomes the new C-terminus. Kapag nakakas ng amino acid, ang unang amino acid, nakakabilin na is the COO negative ni amino acid. Yes? So this becomes the C-terminus amino acid. Carboxypeptidase will recognize this one as the new substrate. O doon yan ni ang peptide, but marinis na naman siya. Ano matabo sa adjacent na amino acid? It becomes the C-terminus naman. So kung doon na siya, until maubos ang amino acid, si C-terminus na nangyayari ano. As long as may C-terminus siya makadetect ang peptide bond sa amino acid na keractin, ang i-target. Next, linkage specificity. The enzyme will act on a particular chemical bond. Example, the phosphatases. Ano ba nila recognize nila ang chemical bond?
Phosphate group.
esters. Di ba?
Phosphate
Phosphate ester is the chemical bond between the phosphate group and phosphate ester bond is the bond between
Phosphate and ester.
phosphate and what sila o? Ito naman alcohol. Phosphate and alcohol. Okay? So phosphate plus alcohol, ang bond between them is phosphate ester ang tawag. Next, stereochemical specificity. The enzyme will act on a particular isomer or stereoisomer. Example, the N-amino acid oxidase catalyzes oxidation of L-form of amino acid. So as long as that amino acid is a left-handed amino acid, it will be reacted or acted upon by the L-amino oxidase. So what if we see a D-alanine? Will the L-amino acid oxidase act on the D-alanine?
No.
No. Kaya anong handedness ni D-alanine?
Right.
Right-handed. It's a different molecule na siya from the L-alanine. Ano na recognize niya ang L-alanine instead of the D-alanine? Okay? Next, here are the factors that may affect the enzyme action or enzymatic activity. What is enzymatic activity, by the way? This is the measure of the rate at which an enzyme converts a substrate to products in a biochemical reaction. Substrate transforming to a product by the action of enzyme, that's enzymatic action. Okay? Enzymatic action or enzymatic activity. Same lang na sila. Now, the conversion of substrate to products might be affected by the following: temperature, change in temperature, change in pH, change in substrate concentration, and change in enzymatic or enzyme concentration. Diba? You perform full lab activities that basically show you the effect of tulugan, wala na nabura na ang ida ka memory. Boy. Activity 6, activity 7, hindi ba? Sige. Now, tandaan nyo guys, na hindi lang na basta-basta pag-transform sa substrate to products. May kinaklan, kada may mga requirements kada. Anong requirement? You have the substrate, you have to have the substrate, you have to have the enzyme, and you have to have the optimum environment for the reaction. May mga optimum environment we're talking about, the correct temperature or optimum temperature and the correct pH or optimum pH. When you say optimum temperature, this is the temperature at which an enzyme exhibits maximum activity. Which means if you expose that enzyme sa end, sa amunang environment with optimum temperature, the enzyme action is in its fullness. At its fullest. The enzyme action is at its fullest. Meaning, kami namin ang pag-convert isang substrate to product. Sige, pag-transform isang substrate to product. Okay? So what it means, the temperature that we use is not optimum temperature. What will happen to the enzyme? What will happen to the enzymatic activity or enzyme action? What will happen to the enzyme tanan? Mag-change ang ano ba?
Shape. Ay.
Ma-denature ang enzyme if very high ang temperature.
Ayaw, ganun.
Very high ang temperature, ma-deactivate ang enzyme. Ma-denature na siya matubag ang iyang structure. Hindi na siya ma-perform sa iyang action. How about means if very low ang temperature, what will happen to the enzyme? Slow ang iyang activity. Slow activity niya.
Nubo ang ano. Kaysa sa iyang
I-explain ko na siya through this one. Temperature is a measure of kinetic energy molecules.
Kinetic potential.
Remember, in your lower chem, di ba kambal? Ano ganyan? If you increase the temperature or heat, sa
increase man ang ano.
What will happen to the movement of the molecules?
Increase.
Gas. Increase man ang movement of molecules in a specific area or in space. Okay? Kung wala heat, the molecules will be at rest. Stationary lang sila. Wala silang movement. Pag nag-apply ng heat, gamay lang ang heat, the molecules will slowly,
move.
Move. Very good. Move sila pero slow lang. If you further increase the heat or temperature, mataas ito din ang movement of the molecules in space. If taas lagi ng temperature, mataas lagi ng movement sa molecules in space. So if we apply that one sa biochemical reaction, the molecules are your substrate and enzyme. Yes? So if you apply heat sa inyong reaction, wherein para sa substrate, para sa enzyme ninyo, the heat will cause the substrate and enzyme to move really fast sa space. What will happen to the rate of collision? Madasiman. When you say collision, ang pagkulay, yun nila pagkukuhan na yung substrate ng enzyme. Tandaan niyo, wala reaction kung hindi magtapikay ang enzyme at ang substrate. So, kinakailangan magkukuhan na sila magtapikay so that there will be a reaction. Gets?
Yes.
Gets? So, if there's no heat, the substrate and enzyme will get rest stationary. Wala collision of molecules, no reaction. If you apply heat, enough lang ang heat para magkukuhan sila, then you get a reaction. You get a product. Yes? Pero tali nyo, may limit lang ang pag-increase sa temperature. Because if you increase the temperature beyond the optimum temperature, ma-denature ang enzyme, what will happen to the rate of reaction? Mag-deny. Amo lang guys, so to better understand ang rate of reaction, maganda ka rate of reaction, tandaan nyo na lang it's directly proportional to the amount of product ang gina-produce. Kung damang product ang gina-produce, how do you describe the rate of reaction? High ng rate of reaction. If doon tayo lang ang product ang i-produce, low ang rate of reaction. So kung ano, if high ang reaction, that means doon tayo lang ang product ang i-produce. If dacid ang reaction, dacid ang pagbuwalay sa enzyme at substrate, more products will be produced. Correct? Correct, guys? Okay. So we have a graph showing you the effect of the temperature. Natawin nyo at lower temperatures, anong rate of reaction?
Zero.
Zero. Or very low. Di ba zero, pero low?
Ang mga
When
5.
you try to increase the temperature, the rate, the taas man ang rate of reaction. If we increase it to 40 degrees, alin na the rate of reaction? This is 15, I think. If you increase the temperature until ma-reach an optimum temperature, let's say, estimate ka lang 47 degrees Celsius, nagsa ang temperature to 47 degrees Celsius, ang muling optimum temperature, kumbaga sa enzyme mo, matulapit sa rate of reaction,
Taas.
increase man. Ang muling pinakataas na rate of reaction na malagpot na ma-reach. Okay? Then, you increase the temperature further, kita nyo ang curve na naog. Ang line na naog. Namis. Ang matamat na nag-nature enzyme. If ang matamat na nag-nature enzyme, slow na ang pag-produce niya sa product. The reaction rate is nubuma. O, itaas ang kabilang temperature, ali na lang ang rate of reaction, nagtubugin. Tapos, itaas ang pag-into 55 degrees Celsius, nagbalik sa
Zero.
zero ang rate of reaction because all of the enzymes have been denatured na din. Next, sa optimum pH, sinalatan ang estimation natin. If tamad, kanobo, ang pH or tamad na taas is can cause denaturation of the enzymes. Okay? And you have to take note that each enzyme available sa labas
May optimum.
they have their own optimum pH. Example, si pepsin, ang optimum pH niya is 2.
Acidic.
That's why it can exist sa stomach. It can thrive sa acidic environment of the stomach. Meron sa stomach misaw,
HCl.
pH, HCl. HCl sa stomach. And ang pH HCl is 2.
Wala sa lahat.
2 ang pH ni HCl. Ang pepsin can survive sa
Acid.
hydrochloric
So,
acid.
Exacto.
Next, si Pepsin naman, if you put this one sa stomach, hindi mo buga si
Trypsin.
Pepsin. That's why it does not exist in the stomach because it cannot thrive sa acidic environment in the stomach. Then siya is makita sa intestine.
Oh.
Kaya miss, after digestion sa stomach, the food will go sa intestine, sa small intestine. Pag dapat sa small intestine, kinahanglan i-neutralize ang acidic na pH sa food. Hindi pwede nga takas sa acidic ang food na sa intestine. So your pancreas will try to release chemicals, basic chemicals na mag-try na mag-neutralize sa acidity ni HCl. Making the food or making the balls of food basic. And that's the time of produce naman pepsin ng iyong pancreas para mag-amatamad degrade sa napilin na proteins or napilin na oligopeptides. Ha? Pina-cleanse? Pina-cleanse, diba? Pina-degrade nila ang peptides sa our proteins. Next, we have extreme enzymes. These are special enzymes that can thrive in harsh
Extreme.
or extreme environment. When we say harsh environment or extreme environments, we're talking about too high,
pH
or
kag
too
temperature.
cold too hot or too cold environment, too basic or too acidic environment, and again, too saline or too salty environment.
Oh.
Sila na mga enzymes na mas hindi mo butang extreme environment would sila yapon. Example, yung
Tap.
Taq polymerase. Taq polymerase is actually an enzyme extracted from or isolated from a bacteria known as T. Sa Taq, T is the genus
Thermophilus.
Thermus.
Thermos ganun.
The species name of the bacteria is
Ano po,
Acuanthus.
Nagaliter mo sa pati.
And this bacteria was isolated from bodies of water around volcanoes. So you syempre, expect naman mo, mga bodies of water around volcanoes or near volcanoes are
Init.
very hot, init, boiling hot sila. And of course, if the bacteria can exist, kasi ano na siya, if the bacteria can exist sa init na environment, ang ilang composition or ang ilang components sa lawas can also tolerate high heat. That polymerase, that's the DNA polymerase of the Thermus aquaticus. Since the Thermus aquaticus can tolerate boiling hot na environment, kaya mag-ini DNA polymerase na mag-tolerate ang boiling hot environment. Siya yung ginagamit, by the way, natin sa PCR, polymerase chain reaction. Wherein we are trying to create copies of DNA.
DNA.
Next. What is turnover number? Simple lang yung turnover number. This is the number of substrate molecules transformed into a product per minute under optimum conditions of pH, temperature, and saturation. Examples of carbonic anhydrase can turn
36 million
of substrate into products. 36
Damo ba?
million na products ang produce yan.
Hmm.
Now, can you guess ano ang substrate niya attach siya, na pinareactor?
Bicarbonate.
Ha?
Car- Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Very good. So, kalan pa lang niya, carbonic anhydrase. Ang product, so reaction that it catalyzes is carbonic acid. And how will you form the carbonic acid? How? By
CO2.
transforming or by combining carbon dioxide and water. Doon ba kayo ba?
Yes.
Para makaproduce kita carbonic acid. Meaning, 36 million of carbon dioxide molecules can be converted to 36 million of carbonic acid. Selected dehydrogenase can convert 60,000 lactate into
Small
ano doon ka mo?
ilak.
Hydrogen. Oo, kaso ganyan hydrogen sa lactate. Ano ang product?
Hydrolysis.
Uy, pala yung mag-glucose. Okay na?
Hydro.
Answer is pyruvate. Lactate is converted to
Ayaw,
pyruvate.
galing. Krebs cycle.
60,000 of lactate.
Krebs cycle.
Converted to 60,000 pyruvate. Next, effect of substrate concentration. What will happen is the rate of reaction or enzymatic activity if you have low or high substrate concentration while the enzyme concentration is constant or wala ang ibang to. Okay? Low substrate concentration, ano ang concentration sa product nito? How? Kung 2 tayo mo substrate, 2 tayo man ang
Product.
product. This means 2 tayo man or low man ang
Enzymatic.
reaction rate.
Enzymatic reaction.
Kung low ang product, low ang reaction rate. Ang pinapamagpagisaro ninyo. If you try to increase the concentration of substrate, madamo man ang product na ma-produce, anong reaction rate?
Taas.
man. However, if ano man kataas ang substrate concentration, meaning the substrate concentration is already in excess, what will happen to the reaction rate?
Amat-amat.
Ano?
Manlubo siya. Decline. Decline. Zero.
Constant.
Ay, constant.
Pila kang mabilog subong? Ang mga mapisan na nagsulod, pila lang mabilog? Okay mo muna. Pila kang mabilog? Pila ka mo ganun? 32. Let's assume na 32 ka mo subong. Okay? May analogy so that you better understand kung ano makatapos sa enzymatic action. Okay, yung gamit ko na rin sa previous section, tapos ko na rin sa inyo. Let's say, ibigyo ka ta, ko na tayo school na.
Ay, sige.
Kailangan na. Let's say, 32 of you 32 of you are the enzymes, okay? Kamuha, ma-represent sa enzymes. And then the burger, ang unang substrate. Okay? Yung nakita mo pangalan sa product. Okay? Now, 32 of you went to the cafeteria. Then, you want to have a burger. But then, si Mana only has 3 burgers at the moment. Pila lang burger ang pwede niyo makaon?
3.
Tatlo lang. Ikaw yung burger, then convert it sa product. Again, we do not name the name of the, we do not name the product. Okay? Next! Ano ang reaction rate?
Dasig.
Tatlo lang ang burger, hindi kaon.
Dasig. Ay, low.
Hindi, pinuta na ang product ninyo.
Dasig makaon.
Kung doon tayong substrate, doon tayong product, no ha?
Hello, galing.
Okay na? Next! Si Manang nagtagwa sa pulong na burger. Wala ka 3 burgers na kita. Go! Nagpagwa si Manang, pila na ito?
10.
10 burgers. Meaning, pila ka mong pwede nakaon?
30 at 10 man.
Ang reaction rate, from 3 ng 10. Increase ang ating na reaction rate. Next! Next, naubusin ang pulong na burger. Next! Nagpagwa si Manang, 20. 20 substrates ang converting to 20 products.
Hi.
And this, ay taas, bakit? Taas dahil ang previous one. Naubos na ang 20 na burger. Next, si Manang nagpagwa sa 30 burgers.
Hi.
Bila ka burger ang nakaon, top 30 man. Kaya din ng 30, bila ko
32.
Kaya din ako nakaon ng 30 ka burgers. Okay? Reaction rate is?
Hi.
Higher compared to the previous one. Next month, give you 40 burgers.
Matamat na ano.
Pila ka burger ang kaya nilang hanon.
32.
32 lang, hindi na excess pa. Okay? So, muna ka rate, ang rate is only 3, only 10, only 20, only 30. Ang reaction rate mo is only 32. Excess ka pa nga, 8 burgers. Excess, 8 burgers. And then, after ninyo naubos ang 32 pa burger, napagawa naman si Manang sa 50, increase yung pag-ibang number of burgers, 50. Pero pila ka burgers ng kaya nyo kaunon? 32. Napag-go from the previous one? No, the reaction rate remains the same. And then, after ninyo kaunon ng 32, napagawa naman si Manang sa 60. Para kung 32 burgers ng dapat ng kaya, that's your highest capacity na, or ano yung capacity ninyo. 32 burgers ng India at paano pwede ninyo kaunon as one group. Yes? So, pag sobra na ang substrate concentration, the rate of reaction becomes constant. No matter how much substrate you add, there's no change in the rate of reaction. Kung anong highest rate of reaction na na-reach, ang muna na siya ang rate of reaction until such time may change na sa substrate concentration. Manubog siya biyang substrate concentration, din malaki naman ninyo nga rate of reaction. If we put this in a graph, this is your substrate concentration, the reactive action rate, okay, and then substrate ninyo pila 3. Itong 10, 20, 30, wala ka 32, and then 40, and then 50. Ito na po namin ito. 40, 50, direct, 3, 10, 20, na line, ang ato na curve, if ang substrate concentration is already in excess. Yes? At this point, where the rate of reaction increases linearly, this is described by the first order kinetics. First order kinetics is described as the point of reaction that is substrate dependent. Substrate dependent siya. Meaning, magkaka-substrate dependent, ang unit points of reaction wherein the rate increases if you increase the substrate concentration. Once na nabot mong points of reaction, that when you try to add more substrate, wala nag-move ang ating reaction rate. The reaction rate becomes constant. It's meaning sila, we are past the first order kinetics. Napanong sa graph. Nakapagod na bilang yung mga enzyme. Okay? Nakapagod, ito lang. Meaning, pag nakapagpay po talan with the burgers, hindi na kaya makapamadate another ulit na batch. Tinangat kung puso ni mga burger, na 32 kabilang before kung magwaluan sa another set of burger. You are already saturated with a burger, or ang enzyme is already saturated with the substrate. Nalabot ng saturation point, meaning all active sites or all enzymes have been accommodated na. Or, sorry, all active sites have been occupied by the substrate. Okay? This is no longer first order kinetics. Zero order na siya. Zero order kinetics. And this is described as a point of reaction
Substrate
that is
independent.
Independent of the
Substrate.
concentration. Okay, independent of the substrate concentration means no matter how much more substrate you add, there's no change in the rate of reaction. The rate of reaction remains constant lang yan. Okay? Gets?
Yes.
Gets ba? Okay. Next. Same na siya actually sa enzyme. Mula. If the enzyme concentration is low, while the concentration of the substrate is constant, of course, the rate of reaction is low. Doon tayo yung catalyst mo. If you increase the enzyme concentration, ano matabo? Mamataba pa increase ang rate of reaction. Because more enzymes, more substrates will bind to more enzymes, converting these substrates into a product. However, if you further increase the concentration of the enzyme, ano matabo? Pwede mag-plateau naman siya. Especially if sa 1:1 na ang ratio ni substrate ni enzyme. Next, enzyme inhibition. O, picture rin yung danay, diba sila surat na karon? Enzyme inhibition, it decreases the rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction by the action of inhibitor. The inhibitor will bind to the enzyme, making changes of shape the enzyme so that the substrate can no longer bind the active site of the enzyme. Now, these are the three modes of inhibition: reversible competitive, reversible non-competitive, irreversible inhibition. Reversible competitive from the term compete. Right? Competitive. Compete. Now, ang competitive means may competition daan between the inhibitor substrate sa pag-bind sa active site. Okay? Means, did we say that only the molecules that have the shape fitting sa active site enzyme can bind the active site of makaform siya ng bonding with the active site, i-block niya ang active site so the substrate can no longer bind the active site. No ES complex forms,
No product.
reaction, no product. Very good. Means, inactive na ang enzyme sa mga point. Is there a possibility that we can activate the enzyme? Mag-activate siya pa wala? The answer is yes. As long as you increase the concentration of the substrate. If you increase the concentration of the substrate, you are giving more competition sa inhibitor. Check naman, no?
Ang dami.
Mas damong competitor,
Oo.
mas damo sila chance na makabind kay active site. So if mas damong inhibitor kaysa sa substrate, mas damong chance inhibitor na makauna bind sa active site. Conversely, kung damong unong substrate compared sa number nito ni inhibitor, mas damong chance sa substrate makauna bind kay active site. How about this kay, example of reversible competitive inhibition? We have antihistamine drugs. Or a compound sa antihistamine drugs ninyo. Now, tawag sila antihistamine because it helps in the, it inhibits, it inhibits the production of histamine. In what way is? Guys, ang muna yung mag-produce ka ng histamine. By the way, histamine na, siya na ang molecule that when attached to the tissues sa lawas ninyo, may cause the signs and symptoms of allergy. Meron kang rashes, meron kang mogapangatol, the tissue ng malawas ng pagod, o palang habog ko yan ninyo because of edema or leaking of fluid sa inyong tissue sa pagod. Kasi pon ka mo, luha ka mo, or ka-constrain ang airway ninyo. Right? Those are the negative effects of histamine, and those are the same effects that you want to go away. Paano naman hulap isang effect ng histamine?
Antihistamine.
Dapat hindi natin i-allow ang pag-produce sa histamine. Paano, miss? We need to inhibit the reaction that produces histamine. Paano mo inhibit ang reaction? We target the enzyme that catalyzes the conversion of histidine to histamine. Ang ano ba ang reaction is decarboxylation. They remove a carboxyl group from the histidine, convert the histidine to histamine. Okay? Now, if mag-take the tacityricine antihistamine drug, the compound will bind to the active site of histidine decarboxylase. Paano is? Kaya ang shape ni antihistamine compound ninyo is also similar sa shape ni histidine. So, in this histidine ang tape kay histidine decarboxylase, it is the antihistamine that will bind first to the enzyme. If mabang sa antihistamine sa enzyme will be deactivated, histidine can no longer be converted into histamine. Wala na histamine molecules that can give you the signs and symptoms of allergy. Okay? Next, kasama sa inyo, makanto ka mo sa seafood restaurant, kagulo ka mo may seafood allergy. Magtala lang kami sa kerosene. Diba mga isda, parang mga tabo. Okay, bakit inom na lahat sa kerosene before sa pag-dive sa seafood restaurant? Next, non-reversible, non-competitive. Non-competitive because there's no competition between the substrate and the inhibitor. Rather, the inhibitor will bind to the allosteric site. Once the inhibitor binds to the allosteric site, mag-change of shape ni active site. If mag-change of shape ni active site, the substrate can no longer bind to the active site of the enzyme. No ES complex, no reaction, no product. So, ginagawa kamalugi ko may ginananta ka mo. I know that face because I have that face kung ginananta ko. Switch tab lang. Kapalo mo na mag-switch tab daw. Hindi na pala acting. Next. Tandaan mo kasi pura. Wala na galalaw sa screen mo. If notes na sa screen mo. Di ba pura? Next. Next, these are the examples of your reversible non-competitive inhibitors. Mostly metals, but we have other examples of that. Hindi din ako pagpamakutaan ng ilagay examples. Kaya kung gusto ninyo magduga, hindi nyo magduga ko lang tayo, hindi na ako pagpamakutaan. Ang walang ibaga. Next, diba reversible na siyang inhibition, meaning once na-reactivate siya,
Pwede lang siya, ma'am.
How will you do that? You just need to lower the concentration of inhibitor. I-lower ko lang ang concentration nila sa dugo sa pasyente. How will you do that, miss? Most probably, dialysis ang pasyente. Or, papasunod niyo sa chemical or substance sa dugo ni patient that can neutralize these inhibitor. Kung maka-neutralize, kapitan ng nila ang inhibitor so that the inhibitor will become so that it will be easier for us to get rid of the inhibitor through urination. Para po siya dalgon sa kidney, kumbaga, hagi-ulak sa kidney. Next, irreversible. Once mag-bind sa inhibitor sa enzyme, forever na siya nakatapik sa enzyme. Why this? Because the irreversible
Covalent.
inhibitor will form a covalent bond to the active site. Covalent bond is the strongest bond.
Share.
You need high energy to break the covalent bond. Malamis, kung ano ka-easy lang niya sa akin, yung cytolysis will break the covalent bonds. Nakakapasapos niya sa mix with enzymes that can break those bonds with the use of small amount of energy lang. Area, breaking the covalent bond between the inhibitor and enzyme, wala kita available enzyme to do that. Yes? So kung magtaping ng inhibitor, irreversible inhibitor sa inyong enzyme, makapoy ka na. That you will go to heaven at sa other place. Kaya forever na siya makatapik sa enzyme mo, that enzyme will be forever na inactive at usable. And imagine na lang, if damo inhibitor, irreversible inhibitor, they will inhibit all the available enzymes around sa inyo. You will to give. Kaya hindi na siya makakas from your enzyme. Example of nerve gases, which were used by Hitler sa pag-torture or pag-experiment on his prisoners.
Holocaust.
Diba? Parang nagtawag ng Holocaust, documentation, or nakapasa ka mo on that. Right? Next, area, ang munihang achievable sa akin. Ay, achievable. Pwede ka niya magamit. I mean, pwede tayo makapasinig. Available niya sa ila, especially if your family or
Farmer.
is into farming. Or kung mismo may farm, siya na ulit ang munihang pwede maging irreversible inhibitor sa enzymes ninyo. Next, is it normal means to turn off the enzyme?
Yes.
Yes, normal na siya. Ngamis kinaulan, i-turn off ang enzyme. Maybe because it no longer need the product that the reaction na ginakatalis ni enzyme. The
By law.
product produced from the reaction
Law of
na
entropy.
catalyze the enzyme. Pagula lang. Pagula lang tingog. Next. Guess nyo, if your body does not need the product, why do you need to produce that product? Alright? If excess ng product, produce ka ba more product? Hindi na. Tandaan, nakakamatay ang
Sobra.
sobra. If sobra ng product na produce, the excess product may cause you disease or condition.
Yes.
So we need to regulate, we need to somehow slow down the biochemical process that produce the product. How to do that? We target the enzyme na nag-catalyze ang reaction. Okay? Now, we do that so that hindi mag-excess ang product and hindi man ma-waste ang energy. Correct? Because for every chemical reaction na ginakatalyze ng enzyme, there's energy na nakaspend, nakagamit. Next, by the way, if an enzyme has an active site and allosteric site, it is called an allosteric enzyme. The allosteric site is for the binding of the regulator. The regulator could be an activator, positive regulator, or inhibitor, or other term for that is negative regulator. Hindi ako na mag-explain. Now, how to control the enzyme reaction? It can be through feedback control associated with the allosteric enzyme. It could be through the production of zymogens or covalent modification. Feedback control. Mga feedback control, ang products ng reaction can be used as inhibitors of the reaction. Paano nang is?
Excess.
If the product becomes excess na product, or if the product is produced in excess, we need to shut down the process to produce the product, or else ma-waste ang energy or makakos disease sa ato ng excess product. Okay? Now, before that, kindly check how many reactions are there sa mga biochemical process.
Tatlo. Ay, tatlo. One.
Tatlo.
Tatlo na.
Guys, this is a series of chemical reactions. Or, this is a biochemical process that's composed of series of chemical reactions. Pag ang mga series, first of all, continuation na siya. First of all, sa inanatang ng K-drama series. May episode 1, ang sugpo niya ay sa episode 2, ang sugpo niya episode 2 sa episode 3. Same nga, series of reaction because ang product from reaction 1 can be used as substrate in reaction 2. And the product of reaction 2 becomes the substrate of reaction 3. This is where you see the connection between the reactions. Now, tatandaan nyo one reaction needs one enzyme and the reaction needs the substrate and it will produce products. Okay? So this is reaction 1, it has enzyme 1. And the enzyme 1 will be attached with a substrate. The substrate will be converted into a product, but then take note ang tawag siya is first intermediate substrate because this is the first product produced sa reaction series. Substrate ang label nato, not product because it will be used as substrate sa second reaction. Next, as a substrate, it will be converted to a product, but that product will then become the substrate of the third reaction. And that substrate becomes the end product. When you say end product, this is the desired final product of the biochemical process. Example, glycolysis is a biochemical process composed of series of reactions. Mga series of reactions sa glycolysis, 10 chemical reactions with 9. Okay. Reaction 1, glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. Reaction 2, glucose 6-phosphate becomes fructose 6-phosphate. Sa reaction 3, fructose 6-phosphate becomes fructose 1,6-phosphate, etc. etc. until ma-reach ang reaction 10 or 10th reaction. Okay? Sige, Ben. Ano ang end products ng glycolysis?
Site. Ay, hindi. Glyco.
We start off with the glucose. Step 1 lang siya, substrate step 1. Ano ang product sa step 10? Ang product sa step 10 sa glycolysis is also the end product. Is glucose man. You break down ng glucose man siya.
Pyruvate.
Very good, pyruvate. Step 10 of the glycolysis is conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate into pyruvate. Namula na siya ang end product of glycolysis. Now, if the end product of the entire biochemical process becomes, if its concentration becomes excess na or super high na, the excess end product will become the inhibitor of any of these enzymes. So let's say it becomes the inhibitor of enzyme 1. It will bind to the enzyme 1, specifically through the allosteric site of enzyme 1, changing the shape of the enzyme 1. Kita nyo, yung shape ni active site ni enzyme 1. Nangin, ammonia. Substrate can no longer bind to enzyme 1. Wala reaction 1. Wala product from reaction 1. Wala product from reaction 1. No substrate for reaction 2. Wala reaction 2. Wala product from reaction 2. Wala product from reaction 2. Wala substrate for reaction 3. Wala reaction 3. Wala end product. So, na-stop ang entire production sa end product. Until such time is na gina-inhibit ang ating biochemical process, until such time gina-inhibit sa enzyme 1. Until such time naman na-hold ang level of the end product. Remember ninyo sa reversible non-competitive, the only way for you to activate again the enzyme is to lower the concentration of inhibitor. Ang end product, when in excess, it becomes non-competitive, reversible, non-competitive inhibitor. Kung malubo na ang concentration, makakas ang inhibitor sa enzyme 1, enzyme 1 becomes active again. It will bind to substrate 1, reaction 1 will occur, may product ito from reaction 1, reaction 2 will occur, may product from reaction 2, reaction 3 will occur, may end product.
Cycle lang.
Until such time na in excess the water end product, mabalik ito sa inhibition. Sulit-sulit pa na siya. Next, guys, your enzymes, by the way, are produced in action form. They are called zymogens. They are produced in inactive form or zymogens. The example of your zymogen is angiotensinogen.
Before.
Inactive pa siya.
Ay, inactive gali.
Another one, pepsinogen. This is a zymogen, inactive form ka. Okay? Ano ba yan? Fibrinogen. Good. Fibrinogen. Inactive pa siya. Form. May aralan kita sa exception. Prothrombin. Zymogen man siya, pero wala siyang congen na suffix. Rather, it has a prefix pro. Pro means before. Before thrombin. Before siya maging active, thrombin. Now, anong active form ni angiotensinogen?
Angiotensin.
In ang punta, meaning it is a protein, an enzyme in active na siya, active form. Pepsin, pepsinogen to pepsin. Fibrinogen to fibrin. And prothrombin becomes thrombin. Good. Okay? That means, why do we need to produce the enzymes as zymogens? Na inactive sila. Isn't it better na pag-produce sila, active na sila tayo?
Yes.
Kung active sila, ano tabo? Sige lang para chemical reaction. Tandaan niyo guys, every biochemical reaction cells natin are highly regulated. There's a time for that biochemical reaction to commence. There's a time na kinanglan, stop siya danan. Okay? So, kung i-produce mong enzyme as active enzymes dahil, kanan ng biochemical process or reaction na kinakatalyze sa mga enzymes nila will start automatically. Can your body handle the surge of the products? The surge sa product concentration? Hindi. Kung yata na madamo ang product, ang madamong concentration sa molecule sa labas ninyo, you will die. Kaya imagine niyo, if tanan ni enzymes, kung yata na lang magamit energy, wala na sa atin, pagkain ka dahil. Okay? Kaya maubos ang iyong ATP. Maubos ang energy na available sa labas ninyo. Okay? Next. Now, what substance will activate these zymogens into their active form? Ang tawag sa nag-activate sa ating zymogens are proteolytic enzymes. There are also enzymes that can activate other enzymes. Example is prothrombinase. It is an enzyme that activates prothrombin. Sinonamase ang prothrombinase. Or anong composition ng prothrombinase? Prothrombinase is composed of 10A, active clotting factor 10. Katapay mo na kay clotting factor 10A, si 5A, clotting factor 5, active man. And then, we need phospholipid, and we need calcium. Sila ang mag-work sa prothrombinase complex, which activates prothrombin into thrombin. Thrombin is also a proteolytic enzyme because it can activate fibrinogen into fibrin. Now, pag ginagawa clotting factors ninyo, actually mga clotting factors ninyo are proteolytic enzymes. Like clotting factor 12 will activate clotting factor 11, clotting factor 11 will activate clotting factor 9, clotting factor 9 together with clotting factor 8 and phosphorylated with calcium will activate clotting factor 10, clotting factor 10 will activate clotting factor 5, and then clotting factor 10 plus 5 plus phosphorylated plus calcium will activate clotting factor 2 into thrombin, and clotting factor 2 will activate clotting factor 1 into fibrin. O, diba? Good luck sa
Third
Third
year.
year pa to. Next, covalent modification. We can also deactivate the enzyme action by attaching a phosphate group sa active site ni enzyme. If mag-attach yung ibang functional group sa active site, it will change the entire shape of the active site. And if you attach, usually you touch it. Okay, ang nyo. If we're talking about attaching or detaching a phosphate group sa enzyme, usually if you attach a phosphate group, by the way, that phosphate group will come from ATP. Okay? The ATP will give a phosphate group, the phosphate group will be attached to the active site of the enzyme, turning on or activating the enzyme. If you do the opposite, if you remove the phosphate group from the enzyme structure, the enzyme will get deactivated. Lastly, notes.
Yan na.
Okay,